Hey everyone, welcome back to another jam-packed edition of ScoreCentre. You know the drill, we've got double the highlights, we've got pack openings, we've got the eBay top 10, but let's jump into the AFL tipping. Okay, now before we jump into round 23 tipping, the final home and away round of season 2021, let's take a look back to last week, round 22. I got 6 tips correct. We started things off with 2 losses. I was a little hopeful for the Tigers, but the Giants were much too strong. And look at that, Hawks over Western Bulldogs. I'm glad Alistair Clarkson could finish his time in Tasmania with a win. Very nice scenes with the locals there being able to watch that victory for Hawthorn. Yeah, that was a big shock for me. The Bulldogs have been in a little bit of not great form in the last 2 weeks. Then we had, what's that? That's 5 wins in a row. Geelong just over St Kilda. Port very comfortably over the Poor Blues. Brisbane very comfortably over the Poor Pies. Swans triumphant over North, although North definitely gave a lot in that game. Melbourne over the Crows. And Essendon thumping the Suns. And then we finished the round with Freo triumphing over the Eagles. So for the final time this year, round 23, let's do the footy tipping for the home and away season. We kick things off tomorrow night, the Bulldogs v Port. I think this is going to be a fantastic round. Most of the games are looking like they're going to be fantastic. So, yeah, this is that's a hard one. On recent form, you would say Port could definitely, well, they both definitely could do it. Bulldogs, oh look, I think the Bulldogs are going to want to come out and make a statement after last week. That was embarrassing for them, especially for a team that has had such a great season. The Port have had a fantastic season as well. I think Port are underrated, but is that Marvel? This is that could be a toss-up, but let's go for the Bulldogs. I'm not super confident. The more I think about it, the more I feel like Port could do it. Richmond Hawks. Look, I've been putting so much of my faith in Richmond and usually not getting it back. I'm very tempted to go for Hawthorn here, and I'm sure this will be the game that Richmond win. So, because it seems like every time I've gone for Richmond since their slump, they've lost. So I think good on you Tigers fans, because I think they'll probably win now that I've tipped against them. It just seems to be the way it goes for me. The Swans, that's probably the most comfortable pick of the round. No, that's probably more the Lions. And Geelong Melbourne, that's going to be another great game. We might come back to that. I would love for Eddie Betts to go out with a win, but I don't. Being unsentimental about it, the Giants should win that. St Kilda Freo. This is going to be a great game as well, I think. It's down in Tassie. Essendon Collingwood. It's the Anzac Day rematch. I feel like Essendon's been... I would love for us to finish the season with a win, but Essendon have been playing so well. And let's go for the good old Roos to finish with a win. Ooh. So what have we... Okay. Let's go for Geelong. And do we want to... Look, let's go for Freo. Let's say if Freo have an upset. Yeah, let's be a little bit bold. I think that's everybody. Still not sure about the Bulldogs. I'm not sure about that at all. But look, I think half of these I'm not sure. I could easily change them, but I won't. No, I think the Bulldogs will come back after last round. There you go. Round 23 tips done. Okay, so last round, the Pack Smashers scored 1,939 points, putting us in the top 40%, and we won one of our games. So in this league, we did go down to Lenny's Legends. Congrats, Lenny, for the great victory. They are now in the final, the grand final, against B. So good luck. Good luck. But in the public league, we are through to the grand final, which is very exciting. So it all comes down to just one game. Now, we would have scored a bit more points, but I actually had 3 did not play players on the ground for my defenders, and I only had Cos selected as the emergency. So we actually had 2 players that scored 0 on the ground. I'm trying to be more on top of those things. I think Stewart was a pretty late, the Highmore and Edwards not playing went over my head. But so yeah, I even when I really try to do my best and be on top of the ins and outs, I still have stuff like that happening. So our score could have been a little higher, but no worries. We will regroup for the grand final. Okay, time now for the eBay top 10. But before we get into the top 10 proper, I have 2 auctions that I wanted to show before we got into it, who just didn't make the list, but I thought they were still cool. Anyway, we have, of course, the Carlton Coleman predictor. Harry Mackay is, of course, going to win. He's had a fantastic season, boot and bags all over the place. And this sold for $600, the Carlton Coleman predictor. Of course, this was the first year that Select had a Coleman predictor, and I think it's been a really fantastic idea, and I hope they continue it next year. Of course, at the start of the year, I picked up the Geelong and the Brisbane Coleman predictors, and it's made me more interested and much more fascinated following the Coleman than normal years. So I think it's a really great idea, and I hope they continue it. And then, of course, I think the Select highlights are becoming more and more popular, but this was a lot of 49 cards of 2017 highlights. Of course, starting off with Dusty, and you've got the Bont, and you've got Gary Ablett, and you've got Eddie Betts, who, of course, is playing his final game this round. What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend on and off the field. Absolutely love Eddie Betts. And this was, I really love this. I wasn't collecting highlights back in 2017, but what I thought was also really interesting is that they also had retirement cards. So of course you got Bob Murphy and Matthew Boyd, and Rue being carried off with Jack and Josh and Lee Montagna. I really love the idea of retirement cards. And look at that, you got Sam Mitchell when he was playing for West Coast, and Matt Prittis. I thought that was really, really cool. And Hodgie saying goodbye. And of course, Sean Burgoyne has announced that he's retiring as well this week. So I thought that was a really, really great set. That's all for something under $750. But let's get into the list proper. And we kick things off with $760 for this Dusty Martin Footy's Finest card from 2017 Select. 2017 certified I should correct myself. It's a beautiful looking card. That was number 42 of 80. Next up, we have from 2015's Select Dynasty. This is the Hall of Fame legend signature, Peter Hudson. This sold for $870. That's really awesome. What a great Hawks player there. Yeah. Speaking of the Hawks, we have this Select Supremacy Premiership Glory signature from Graham Arthur. That's number 36 of 40. That's a beautiful auto, and that sold for something under 900. Then up next, we have the TeamCoach 24K gold Bont card with the Cartcraft family. That was something under 900. And then to go along with it, we have another gold Bont for $899. Then from last year's Dominance, we got this Fremantle Dockers captain's card of Fifey and his auto. Beautiful. That's all for something under 950. Of course, we do have Optimum coming out hopefully very, very soon. They have the live stream on Sunday Arvo, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. In fourth place, we have from last year's Brilliance release, the Travis Boak card, number 45 of 50. This sold for something under $1,000. And look, if you weren't watching the channel back in November last year, which most of you probably weren't, because I think we're at about like 20 or 30 subscribers back then. But I did open 2 boxes of Brilliance on the channel, and one of the cards that we pulled was the Boak card. So, you know, obviously I would have been a lot more excited to have got the Pendles one, but I am a huge fan of Travis Boak, and I was very, very rapt to get his. And it's just kind of like there's only 50 of those. There's only 50 of these cards, and one of those belongs to Scorey. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It's just, I love having really low numbered cards. And of course, Travis Boak, such a legend of the modern game. And I think we did see the jumper number Boak Brilliance sell for $2,000. But most of them, the other ones, have been selling for around 1,000. So when you think back to that, they're originally, when we bought them from Select, they were $150. They've definitely held their value. Something shocking. So yeah, what a great release Brilliance was. Wonder if they'll do something like that later this year. I think they came out in November last year, so interesting to see if Select do bring out something that late into the year. Moving on to number 3, we have a from 2010's Prestige. We have a Dusty draft pick 3 signature back when he was number 36. Just a young Dusty, a Dustin back then. This was numbered 72 of 400. Can you imagine Dusty signing anything to 400? Well, can you imagine Dusty signing anything? Signing a card now? It's very hard. What was the last thing Dusty signed? I can't remember. But there's not many Dusty signatures. So that sold for something under $1,099. Just on a tangent, I have met Dusty, and I got him to sign a book for a friend's birthday, which was very cool. I got to shake his hand. Or actually, maybe I should say, Dusty had the pleasure of meeting Scorey and got to shake hands with Scorey. But yes, and I also got him to sign a poster. So I do own a signature from Dusty. Not a card. It was actually a Bonds underwear poster. So, you know, where that fits in with cards, I don't know. But it was something. It's a signed by Dusty something. And, you know, he's got a very successful modeling career. What can I say? Number 2. We were talking about these Dominance Captain Sigs. We've got Patrick Cripps. That's all for $1,500. What an awesome captain. What an awesome card. Number 1. What do we have number 1? We have been seeing these 1963 Scanlens going off. If you want to invest money into something, look, I'm not a financial expert, but these 1963 Scanlens are absolutely going off. This week, for $1,625, we have Ron Barassi. I do not need to introduce Ron Barassi. That's his 1963 Scanlens card in excellent condition. How awesome is that? Oh. So here we go. We've come down to the final round of the year. Harry Mackay, of course, sits atop very comfortably on 58 goals for the year. Tom Hawkins kicks 3 goals against St Kilda, bringing his total to 50. So he would need to kick 8 goals against Melbourne to tie. And if they did tie, they would both win the Coleman, but the last time that happened was more than 100 years ago. So very unlikely. Although look, it's 2021, crazy second pandemic year. Crazier things have happened. I would obviously love that to happen. Kicking 8 goals in a game though is going to be ridiculously hard. It's not impossible, but I think we can very comfortably say that Harry Mackay is going to be the sole winner of the Coleman, and congratulations to him because it's been an absolutely mammoth effort, and I'm sure all the Blues supporters are really excited to have something to rally around for this season. Well, it's becoming a bit of a habit that we're getting double the highlights, so let's go ahead. I'm not sure which one this is, so we've lately been getting a lot of milestone highlights. A lot of people have been breaking those big game milestones, so we're getting the highlight and NAB Rising Star as normal, and we've been getting a few special milestone highlights. So let's go and unbox these and see what we get. See if we can pull any big numbers. And oh, that's around the wrong way. I think that looked like a NAB Rising Star. So here we go. So we've got the round 20 cards with the round 20 highlight and NAB Rising Star. So we've got Andrew Brayshaw from the Dockers in that old heritage jumper. That was a little controversial. Personally, I know it's kind of ugly, but it did sort of set off the nostalgia buttons for me. So I didn't mind it. I didn't really mind it. It did take me back to the good old days. But there you go, Andrew Brayshaw, 39 disposals, 12 tackles there. Our NAB Rising Star also comes from the Dockers. And that was Hayden Young. So congrats Hayden for the NAB Rising Star nomination. Let's check in with the numbers that we have got and see how many cards were purchased. We've got 184 of 213 for the Brayshaw card, so that's quite a high number there. And for the Hayden card, Hayden Young, we have 87 of 215. Interesting that there were 2 more of the NAB Rising Star cards purchased than the AFL highlight. Interesting, but there you go, pretty even for them, for the Dockers cards. Now, going to assume, oh, look at the gold. Now, my theory is that you get the gold pouch if you have a milestone that's under 100, numbered under 100. Let's say, who was this? Let's make sure it's round the right way. It is. Oh, there you go. It is. So it was Shannon Hearn's 300th game. And of course, sadly, it was to an empty MCG. And the Pies won as well. So look, you can see on their faces, not the greatest way to celebrate your 300th game, but it is an absolutely awesome milestone, and Shannon Hearn should be so proud of himself. And all Eagles fans should be very proud of him as well, as I'm sure you all are. Let's have a look. Were there more than 300 cards purchased? I mean, somebody's got number 300. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, okay, so we fell just a little short. We've got 283 cards, but we did get 192 for Shannon. Well, there you go. So all, as a Victorian, I can't help but notice that they are all non-Victorian teams featured here. It is, of course, the AFL. It's not the VFL anymore. Get over yourself, David. Of course, I'm just joking. But we got quite high numbers here. I mean, 87 was the lowest. So there you go. So that's my my theory done. That's blown out of the water. 192, and we got the gold pouch. So there you go. Well done for this week's highlights. So the pulls of the week on the channel were, of course, last episode of ScoreCentre, we pulled a Chad Wingard Magic wildcard from just 3 packets. And I really love the Magics. I think they look so cool. I love the backgrounds. That's super awesome. And of course, we've now got the 2 Hawks wilds, just the normal wilds, but very cool to get both the Hawks cards. And then on Sunday, I think it was Sunday, it was supposed to go up Saturday, but everything's kind of been a bit delayed for me in the last week. So I think it actually went up Sunday morning, but our opening 10 packs of TeamCoach and 10 packs of Footy Stars, we did get this out of our Footy Stars packs. Of course, that would be ridiculous if we pulled a Starburst out of TeamCoach. That would just be ridiculous. But we were very lucky enough to pull my first Lightning Starburst for Zane Cordy from the Bulldogs, and we got number 007. So very, very pumped to get that. So now's about the time that we open up some packs on the channel. Can't have an episode of ScoreCentre where we don't open anything. So we've got some Footy Stars, we've got some TeamCoach, and for the first time we have some NRL Traders to open on ScoreCentre. I thought with NRL Elite just around the corner, I thought it would be fun to open some NRL cards on today's episode, because it is a very AFL dominant channel, but we do have a lot of NRL fans that pop by the channel, so always wonderful to have your viewership. Now we have James Aish, who is in my SuperCoach team. I'm not sure if I actually have that or not. That would be really cool if that's new. And Michael Walters from Freo. Another Freo. We've had so many Freo cards. It's a double Freo. We had a double Freo highlights and then a double Freo from our Footy Stars. We'll double check if we have those. But I don't know. I don't think we have James H. I'm not sure, but it doesn't look familiar to me. It doesn't look familiar, so we will, of course, double check. Oh, that looks like a Port Hollow. We have Stephen Motlop, and we've got another game breaker. We've got a Clayton Oliver. Oh, how cool is that? What a great player. And I don't think we have him. So that would be awesome if we can add another new game breaker to our collection. This feels a little, I'm not sure. It feels a little heavier than the others, but I don't know. Oh, look at that, that's crazy. That's insane. I've never had that. Look at that, it's a Charlie Cameron acetate on the top. That's so weird. Look at that. So there you go. Well, no surprise for what we're getting, unless we get. I don't know. I don't think we get another one. So there you go, Charlie Cameron's just popped out on top. And then we've got another port. We've got Todd Marshall holo. I think we got him a few episodes ago. And there you go. It was Charlie Cameron on the top. That we had a weird, didn't we? We had some weird packs on the weekend where it wasn't it an acetate in front of a holo? Now we've got the magic trick of the acetate on the front of the pack. How weird. Wow, okay, cool. I'm kind of glad that I'm recording this because I don't know if anybody would believe me if that didn't happen on camera. That's the first time that's happened to me this year. Okay, we've got our 3 NRL Traders packs for, ooh, it looks like a wild card. I love them. Oh, that's so cool. It's a box hit. Look at that. It is a team wild card. So the wild cards are not a box hit, but the team wild card with the 3 players, that is a box hit. So that's 1 in 36 packs. Oh, that's awesome. It is, of course, for the Gold Coast Titans, which is not a team I support, but a box hit is a box hit. And I love the lightning look of the wild cards. I don't have any Storm wild cards. The Storm would look like that's just perfect. That's just made for the Storm to have all that lightning in the background. They are not numbered, but there you go. We've got another team wild card to add to the collection. How awesome is that? And our parallel is Jake Friend from the Roosters. Oh, that's awesome. I love getting box hits on ScoreCentre because we only open up 3 packs of whatever we're opening. And it's just awesome getting a box hit from a little group of cards. We've got William Kennedy from Cronulla. I think this is, so we opened up, what was it, 12 packs of NRL Traders the other day, and we got our first Cronulla Rising Stars. I think this is our second, so that's very cool. And we've got an Isaiah Yeo from Penrith as our parallel. Oh, that's very cool. Okay, well this is our final pack for today. Of course, I will be opening NRL Elite as soon as it arrives. Hopefully, well, there's already people opening cases, and there's photos appearing on Facebook and message boards. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. We definitely don't have Vunivalu from the Storm. This is so cool. I'm pretty sure we have one of the Storm Season 2 members, but we don't have him. So that is so cool. I love that. And then we've got William Kennedy, which we did pull his Rising Stars just a moment ago, and that's his parallel. So there you go. The Sharks definitely popping up. Here we go. We've got 3 packs of TeamCoach. I'm loving hearing everybody. I've had lots of messages from people saying they've picked up cards. I managed to pick up, as I said, 3 packets on Saturday morning. So I'm loving hearing everybody being able to, well, not everybody, hopefully you're one of the lucky people that have managed to pick up some TeamCoach out in the wild. We have the Collingwood mascot 3D icon and Lockie Hunter gold card. I think we have him. He looks very familiar. But, let me know in the comments, have you been lucky enough to find TeamCoach out in the wild? Because just makes me so happy to hear that people have been able to get them again. Now, well, it looks like it's an odd bods. Got an odd bods here, I think. We've got, whoops, he's high flying He-Man, and he just wants to take off. There's the glow high flying He-Man, and we've got Zach Merritt from the Bombers as our star powers. So can we get a box hit from this? These are from my card vault. So I picked up those 3 packs, and that was it. And everything else I'm opening is coming from the card vault. And there you go, we've got another 3D icon, this time with Port. And our star powers. Oh, Clayton Oliver. That's nice. Well, we got a game breaker for Clayton Oliver. Now we've got a star powers. We just didn't get a Clayton Oliver insert from the NRL Traders, but I mean, look, I said that it would have been crazy if we got a lightning starburst from TeamCoach. Just imagine how ridiculous it would have been if we got a Clayton Oliver NRL card. That would have just been more than crazy. That would have been, what planet are we on? So I'm very happy to say that all 6 of the NRL cards that I just opened are brand new to my collection. And we do have the middle for the Storm Season to Remember. So I only need 1 more of those cards to complete the 3-card Storm set for Season to Remember. And the Footy Stars and TeamCoach cards were all doubles, but that's okay. I can put them all into the trade sheet, which is linked in the description of all videos, as well as the About page. My email address is in the About page as well. Thank you so much for joining me for another edition of ScoreCentre. I know a lot of Australia is currently in varying stages of lockdowns, so hopefully you're all doing well. I know it can be really tough, so hopefully my videos are just a little happy distraction from everything that is going on. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Stay cool, take care. My name is Dave, this is Scorecard Collectibles, and I can't wait to see you next time.